This video lecture is dedicated to study the application of Green's function to solve second order ODEs. So Green's functions were given by British mathematician George Green in 1830, and these functions are widely used to solve differential equations. So I am taking second order ODE. So we consider a second order ODE. Let us take P xy double prime plus q xy prime plus r x y equal to some forcing function fx, and here we assume that p q r all are continuous on some interval ab, and fx is bounded on AB. And further we will impose boundary conditions on this second order ODE, and we define the Green's function g denoted by g x xi for differential operator L to be the unique solution of the problem L of g equal to delta x minus xi. So in fact what we do, so we will solve a homogeneous problem, and from the solution of homogeneous, as we did in variation of parameter, we will construct the solution of non-homogeneous one by using Green's function. So here g is the unique solution of the problem Lg equal to delta x minus xi. So where this is Dirac delta function, and that satisfy homogeneous boundary conditions g a xi equal to g b xi equal to 0. So with these two homogeneous boundary conditions, the importance of these functions, Green's functions, comes from the fact that given solution g x xi of equation 2, we can immediately solve the more general problem. And which is of course Lyx equal to fx of equation first. And for any arbitrary forcing function fx of 1 for any arbitrary function which is known as forcing function fx by writing y equal to integral of a to b Green's function f of xi then d of xi. Say this is equation number 3, and in fact we can check that this is the solution of first. So to see this, that it does indeed solve equation first, so we need to compute, so we just apply differential operator L on y. So L on right hand side, so gx xi f of xi dxi. So you can take this differential operator inside acting on g which has x and multiply by f of xi dxi. So Lg solve 2, so this is just delta x minus xi f of xi dxi. So this is just equal to fx. And why it is fx? Since the Dirac function is the only thing that depend on x. So at x, this integral will be f of x. And we can write the reasoning here. So since the Green's function is the only thing that depend on x, so we apply operator on g. And we also note that the solution 3 constructed in that way also obeys condition y at b and y at a, y at b equal to 0. So this satisfies homogeneous boundary conditions. And the important point is that G depends on L and not on right hand side F. So once we know G, once G is known, so we will immediately solve any non-homogeneous problem Ly equal to F. And provided that integration is possible due to F. So now we study construction of that, how you construct Green's function. construction of Green's function. So over construction relies on the fact that whenever any point x in domain and x is not equal to xi, Lg equal to 0, thus so both x less than xi and for x greater than xi, we can express g in terms of solutions of the homogeneous equation. So as we did in variation of parameters, you can construct the solution of non-homogeneous one from the homogeneous, and idea is quite similar here. And let y1 y2 are two, or you can say are a basis of linearly independent solutions of homogeneous equation Ly equal to 0 on interval AB. So we are tackling the boundary value problem here. So we define these basis function, and this is the important point in construction, that we define these functions by requiring that y1a equal to 0, whereas y2b equal to 0. So this is the important point to solve the problem as well. So y1 satisfy left boundary, so y1 becomes 0 at A and y2 becomes 0 at B. So we choose y1 y2 in that way, and these y1 y2 they solve the homogeneous problem Ly equal to 0. So you can say that is each of y1 and y2 obeys one of the homogeneous boundary conditions on interval AB, and the Green's function they satisfy Lg equal to 0. L is a differential operator, and G Axi equal to 0. Okay, so but any solution of homogeneous equation Ly equal to 0 satisfying the condition Ya equal to 0, so must be proportional to y1x. And that is you can write gxi equal to a of xi y1 x. Okay, so this, as we have studied for in variation parameter, so you can write solution equal to constant times y1, and then you vary the constant in the same manner. So this constant or this function a that depend on xi, and this is independent from x, and for any x belongs to a to xi. So put a label here. So this is 3. You can put a label 4. Similarly, on interval xi to b, the Green's function must be proportional to y2x, and so we can write, you can set g of xi equal to b of xi, that is independent from x and y2, for any x belongs to xi to b. So this is equation number 5. Okay, so these a capital A and capital B, say they may depend on xi, but they must be independent from x. Okay, so this construction, so the above construction of Green's function and form of the given equation that was given in the beginning, this suggests that Green's function gxi must be continuous on interval AB. So it is continuous from A to xi by construction, open interval, and from xi to B as well, this is continuous. So only point that you need to check xi, but if you plug in given equation and everything is continuous, so these Green's function, they are also continuous on full interval AB. So there is no discontinuity. So they are continuous on AB, and of course in particular it is continuous at x equal to xi. However, if we integrating equation 2, okay, so I'll show you equation 2. So this one, Lg equal to delta x minus I. So just integrate equation 2 over an small neighborhood, over an infinitesimal neighborhood, that is in a very small neighborhood. Okay, around xi. So we have, so just I am integrating. So what is equation? So you have fit operator L. L is differential operator. So this is the operator. Okay, so LG. So fit, replace y with Green's function g, and Rxg. So just integrate on small neighborhood. So xi minus epsilon, xi plus epsilon. Okay, so, and write dx here, and right hand side is Dirac mass. So this is x minus xi dx, xi minus epsilon, xi plus epsilon, and right hand side will be 1, integral of Dirac function. Okay, so say this is equation number 6. Okay, so now we will calculate these integrals. So since g is continuous, that is continuous, and all coefficients p, q, r, x, they are continuous, and hence they are bounded on interval ab. Okay, so they are bounded. So last term, so this one, so last term on left hand side will contribute, that contributes 0. Okay, so in small portion, so you can say that very small portion, so integral contribution is 0, and everything is bounded, so is 0. If one of coefficient is unbounded, then you cannot say that integral is 0. As we make the integration, if you think it is area under the curve, so this is in a small portion, this will be 0. Push limit epsilon goes to 0. So the integration region infinitesimally thin, or you can say small. Okay, so this is last term. So now come to second term, this one. Also derivative of g with respect to x, so this must be bounded. So why it is bounded? So since g is continuous, so it is bounded, as g is continuous. Okay, so derivative is bounded, must be bounded. So the term, second term, q derivative with respect to x also contribute 0 in integration due to small thin region, and that area will shrinks to 0 size, you can say. So finally you left only one first term on left hand side, and right hand side is 1. So finally, as we know, since p is continuous, but we don't know about this second derivative. Okay, finally, since p is continuous, so we have, so I'm writing second derivative again by integrating. So this is limit epsilon goes to 0, and you can write xi minus epsilon xi plus epsilon px, second derivative of g with respect to x dx, and if you plug in the limit, so this will be p of xi first derivative and x equal to xi plus minus left limit. Okay, so second derivative will give you first derivative. Firstly fit upper limit, then upper limit minus lower limit, and you can take p outside, p of xi. So this is question number 7, and this is equal to 1. So finally you have two condition on g. I am writing separately. So finally g is continuous, so you can say g x xi x equal to xi from left equal to g x xi x equal to xi from right. So this is continuity. Okay, and second condition you have in term of derivative. Okay, so x equal to xi plus minus, so this is jump in derivative, right minus left, and equal to 1, so you can take p on right hand side, so this is 1 by p xi from this one. Okay, so this is called jump in first derivative, jump in derivative. So these are two conditions on g, and these conditions will be used in construction and solving of differential equations. So finally, in term of these conditions, so in the light of these conditions, we write Green's functions. Okay, so you have from continuity, so solution on left side axi y1, that was proportional to y1, and solution from, so let us write on new page. So just put in continuity condition. So first condition is left hand side axi y1 xi equal to bxi continuity y2 xi. Okay, and second jump in derivative, so axi derivative of solution y1 prime, okay, minus bxi derivative of solution, okay, and this is equal to, so I am writing in reverse manner, so this will be minus 1 by alpha xi. So just solve this system. This is 2 by 2, so either fit value of a or b in second. Okay, so solving for a and b, so you got axi equal to y2 xi upon alpha xi, and here you will get a Wronskian of in term of xi, and you got bxi equal to y1 xi upon alpha xi Wronskian w xi. So what is w here? So w is Wronskian, and which is defined in y1 y2 dash minus y2 y1 dash, and in term of xi it will be so like this y1 xi y2 dash xi minus y2 xi y1 dash xi. So by writing this Wronskian, you can simplify the formula for A and B. Okay, so finally we have so we have found that. So in fact we found A and B. So you found the solution. So we have found that the solution gx xi of Lg equal to delta x minus xi, which satisfying the conditions g a xi equal to g b xi, is given by so in fact you got A and B, so you got the solution. Okay, so and they satisfy homogeneous conditions, so g a xi g b xi equal to 0. And now we write g. So finally g of x xi, so just writing the way, so just put semicolon here. So this is y1 x, okay, a times. So what is a? A is y2 xi and division alpha, sorry, p xi and Wronskian at xi, and we are here x is less than xi on one side, left side. On right side it is b times y2, so y2 times b is y1 xi, p xi, then w xi, and xi less than x less than b. Okay, so finally hence solution of non-homogeneous one Ly equal to f is given by, so yx equal to, I am writing it, it will be, so just first side component, so it will be y2 x a2 x, or just write in compact form. So solution we have written earlier, so it is a to b gx xi f of xi and d xi. Okay, so now write separate, so y2 x a2 x, so y1 xi f of xi upon p of xi w and dxi first, then you write second term which is from x to b, and this consists y2 xi upon p xi w xi f of xi then d of xi. So here one is important observation. So this is the final formula for solution, and you can check first integral. Okay, so I'm highlighting, so first integral from a to x. Okay, so first integral is from a to x, and here xi less than x, and so we have substituted this value. Okay, so this goes here in first integral, and second integral, this one. For second integral, this is from x to b, and now xi greater than x, so you fit this one here. Okay, so finally solution is given by this formula, this one. So y2 times first integral and y1 times second integral, and Green's functions are given by that formula. So now we will solve one problem, that how you apply this idea to solve numerical problem. So the first step is to solve the homogeneous problem and find y1 y2 from homogeneous one, and then construct Green's function and use those Green's functions to write the solution of non-homogeneous. So for example, we have an OD, so find the solution of this OD, okay, using Green's functions. And of course this is a boundary value problem, so you have, so let me complete the OD. So y at 0 is 0, so this is boundary value problem using Green's function. Okay, so this is a simple problem. So homogeneous problem is y double prime equal to 0, so which has two fundamental solutions or two linearly independent solutions. So how you got? You just integrate twice, you got 1 plus cx, so solution will be y equal to c1 plus c2x. So c1 times 1 and c2 times x. So what are fundamental solutions? So I am writing u1 equal to 1 and u2 equal to x. I am not writing y1 y2 yet, so let me check whether these satisfy the boundary condition. So what was the idea? So first solution will become, so this is the left boundary, okay. So one solution will become 0 here and another solution will become 0 here, and you can check that when x equal to 0, so this will become 0, but you have y 1. When you fit x equal to 1, none of them become 0, but over basis of linearly independent solution, they must satisfy the boundary condition. So in order to satisfy the boundary condition, we need to modify these. So you can take, so second one is okay, so I am writing x as first place, so y1 x equal to x, okay, so it becomes 0 on left boundary. But what about 1? And I want to make this 0, so I can take y2 equal to linear combination of these two, so I can write 1 minus x, and if I fit x equal to 1, so I got 0. Okay, so y1 y2 are two solutions satisfying the boundary conditions as we written in construction. Okay, so now I got y1 y2, so find their Wronskian. So Wronskian of y1 and y2, which is determinant y1 y2 y1 dash y2 dash, so this is just minus 1, it is now 0, so they are linearly independent. And now I write Green's function, so therefore Green's function gx xi So what will be gx xi? Go to that formula. First one, y1, y2 by p is 1 here, divided by Wronskian. Okay, so first solution, y1 at, then second solution. So fit values here. So you got okay, so y1, so y1 is written on previous page. So what is y1? This is just x. Okay, so I have x xi minus 1 and second one will be xi x minus 1 and you can check from the construction. Okay, so a is 0, so 0 x less than xi. So 0 x less than xi. So xi x 1. Okay, so these are Green's functions. So solution is given by integrating the Green's function. So firstly I will write from 0 to x okay, and I will use the second one. So now fx is x square, so second one is so xi x minus 1, fx is xi square dxi, division p is 1, Wronskian is minus 1, and second one is from x to 1 and it is x xi minus 1 xi square f and divide by Wronskian. Okay, so just integrate it with respect to xi. So final answer is 1 by 12 of x4 minus x, and you can check that this is the solution of the given problem. So in that way you can construct the Green's function, and by constructing those functions you can write the solution of non-homogeneous one. And quickly let us take one more example. Let us solve this problem. Okay, so this looks like Sturm-Liouville boundary value problem. So with boundary condition y at 0, y at 1 equal to 0. So solve homogeneous. So which is y double prime plus y equal to 0, and solution is c1 sin x plus c2 cos x. So you got two functions, sine and cos, and just we need to check that whether they satisfy these boundary conditions or not. And we know sine 0 will be 0, so sine is okay. Okay, so let us take first function y1 as sine x, but second condition is y at 1 is 0, so cos 1 not 0, sine 1 also not 0, so you need to modify second, so we can take y2 equal to sine 1 minus x, and if you expand it you got cos, so it is related to this one, and of course it is linear combination of both sine and cos. Okay, so when x equal to 1 this will be 0. So these y1 and y2 both satisfy the boundary condition, so these y1 and y2 satisfy the boundary conditions at x equal to 0 and at x equal to 1 respectively. So calculate the Wronskian, you can calculate. So finally Green's functions are they will have form and if you write collectively, so they will be axi sine x and second will be bxi sine 1 minus x. Okay, so and xi less than 1, and applying continuity conditions as we did in article, or you can write directly. So just fit the value of a and b here, and so I am writing, so final solution is solution of non-homogeneous is, so yx equal to 0 to 1 integral of g xi dxi. Okay, so I'm not writing what are aj and bj, so just guess from the answer. Okay, so final answer is sine 1 minus x upon sine 1. This is Wronskian. P is 1, so 0 to x f of xi sine xi dxi plus sine x upon sine 1, so this is second function divided by Wronskian, x to 1, so this is my second coefficient f of xi times sine 1 minus xi dxi. So this is the final solution, and if we know f, you can solve this non-homogeneous problem. And in fact we have studied that any Sturm-Liouville problem can be transformed into second order and vice versa. So you can solve Sturm-Liouville boundary value problem by writing Green's function.